Hello, welcome back to the Community Health Corner. I'm Lacey and this is Ursula, and it is February, which is Heart Health Month. So one thing that we're going to do today is we're going to make a sheet pan dinner. It's really easy to get stressed out over having to make dinner after a long day of work or chasing the kids, and doing everything on one sheet pan in the oven is a really nice way to feed everybody and have minimal cleanup.
Yes.
After that, we're going to do zucchini brownies because it's also Valentine's Day month, and who doesn't love a little chocolate?
Something for your sweetheart, and add
Yes.
a little, health to it since it is heart health.
Right, and chocolate is so good for your heart, and you can get some zucchini in there. There's a full serving of zucchini in this brownie recipe, and I made a trial run last night, and they're delicious.
Can't wait.
So we're gonna do that as well.
All right, let's talk about what are you making today?
Okay, so today we are doing roasted chicken thighs with chickpeas and peppers. You can do skin on, skinless, you can do chicken breast, you can do chicken leg. The main thing is you want to cook it to a safe temperature, which internally is 165 degrees.
Yep.
So whatever you do, make sure you have your handy meat thermometer, and when you think that it's about done, stick the meat thermometer in the thickest part of whatever chicken you're cooking and make sure it gets to 165 degrees, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So first what we're going to do is we're going to put chickpeas on the sheet pan. So we've halved this recipe because we're using a cute little toaster oven that we keep in the office. The full recipe is available at the end of this video somewhere.
Yes.
And so you can have it to work off of if you'd like to feed more than just two people. Okay, so first we're going to take the chickpeas, and so we've put a little bit of parchment down on the pan. You don't have to if you don't like to, but again, this just makes it a lot easier for cleanup.
Yep.
So we're just going to kind of put those out on the pan.
And you can use foil too if you like.
Absolutely.
Foil, you can dump it on there.
We have washed these peppers already, so we're just going to cut the end off, and we're going to put them out all around.
Perfect. And you can buy these little sweet peppers like in a bag from the grocery store.
Right here.
All ready to go.
They're super fantastic. They have very minimal seeds in them, and they're not spicy at all. They're a sweet pepper.
So you're just having them?
You're just having them. You could take the seeds out, but really they're going to cook down so nicely that you don't need to.
Cool.
And the seeds and the pith, which is the white part, is often where most of the heat is. And since these are sweet peppers, it doesn't matter.
Cool.
So we're just going to kind of arrange them like that. And then we're going to drizzle some olive oil over this. All right.
Perfect.
Just like that.
And in our test kitchen today, I'm the dirty hand. So
You're the dirty hand.
Chicken.
We're also going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. And we're grinding a little bit of fresh pepper. Okay.
Yum.
Yeah. As much as you'd like.
Yep.
If you wanted to kick this up a little bit with some heat, you could also add some red chili flakes. But the harissa, which is a wonderful spice from the Tunisian region of Africa, is what we're using. So in a bowl, you're going to put about 2 tablespoons, which is about like that.
Okay.
And you're going to do a tablespoon of oil.
Lacey, if you can't find that at the grocery store, what can you use in place of that?
Oh my gosh, you can use a lot of things that you have in your pantry. You could use, so if you have 2 tablespoons of this, you can use equal parts of sriracha with a little bit of cumin. You could also add hot paprika or a smoked paprika.
Oh, okay.
So just play around with it. You really just want a little bit of smoky, garlicky spice to it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna mix that up
Okay.
till it's all combined. And then we're going to move this one out of the way because we have a chicken
This is our
sheet.
chicken sheet in
Yes.
the test kitchen.
So you're going to take the chicken out of there and just set them on here while I finish mixing this up.
Okay. And we are using the skin-on chicken thighs.
We are. Now you can trim extra skin off if you'd like. It's really up to you. I know we're not supposed to say it, but I love chicken skin.
I do too.
I'm leaving it on.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
So-
But you can use, chicken breasts or
Absolutely.
whatever you
Yes.
want to do.
So you just want to take one and put it in there skin
Yeah.
side down.
Okay.
And we're just going to kind of roll it around.
Okay.
And then we're going to flip it and get some on that side and then just set it right on the pan.
Okay.
Just maybe like right there. And it's okay if it's, skin side up.
Oh, skin side.
Sorry. There you go. And then we're going to do the same with the second one.
Okay.
It looks like there's not a lot in there, but there's plenty. All right. Just
All right.
make it a little room there. And then you can actually use your little silicone spatula so that none of this deliciousness is wasted.
I'm going to take the dirty.
Yes,
I'm
take
gonna
the
go wash
dirty.
it now.
So this is going to go into a preheated oven. The oven wants to be preheated at 425, and you're going to do it for about 20 to 25 minutes. So what I always suggest is you put it in, set a timer for about 12 minutes. When that timer goes off, you're going to turn it around just in case you have any hot spots in your oven so that one side doesn't cook more than the other. And then you're going to keep an eye on it for the last couple of minutes. Now you'll notice that the peppers are going to brown, the spice is going to brown on top, and again, when you get to the last half of that 25 minutes, you want to insert a meat thermometer and you want to make sure that it gets to 165 degrees, okay? So this is what it looks like before. So you can see that the oil and the spice is caramelized, the skin is a little crispy, and all of the peppers are roasted.
Yum.
So this is technically a complete meal. It's got your starch, it's got your veggies, and it's got your protein. I would suggest serving this with a green salad, and I think you're all set to go.
Yum. And that extra added bonus protein through the chickpeas too.
Yes.
Because it is heart healthy month, so
Right.
sticking to lean protein.
And then you're going to garnish it with some fresh cilantro.
Oh, it's beautiful. There we go. Heart healthy.
And there you have it. All right.
Roasted chicken.
Bon appetit. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Welcome back.
Yes,
Hey,
that was fun.
that was fun. It was delicious.
It was delicious because, you know, it was heart healthy and the chicken was awesome with chickpeas and peppers and a little bit of cilantro. It was absolutely perfect.
It was. Full disclosure, after we made that from the cooking segment, we sat down and we had lunch because, you know, you got to eat.
That's right.
Had to fuel our brains for this next segment.
That's
So
right.
what are we going to talk about now?
So now we're going to talk about, it's the month of February. Obviously, we've got our beautiful little Valentine's little setting in the back with flowers and hearts and hearts.
Ursula did this whole thing. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, we just whipped it together. But you know, we were talking about hearts and Valentine's, and February is Heart Health Month.
It is.
And in addition to it being Heart Health Month, it's also Cancer Prevention Awareness Month. What is cancer prevention awareness? Cancer prevention awareness is supposed to heighten your senses, and you're supposed to really focus on reducing your risk of getting cancer, because 1 in 3 Americans will end up getting cancer at some point in their life. So how are ways that we can reduce
Lots of
our
ways.
risk of cancer? You're right, there's
And
lots
easy
of
ways.
Lots, yeah, and just like we've been talking about, you know, since we started 2021, is, you know, short little changes lead to
Right.
big results.
Yes.
Just like we did today when we were talking about heart health and, you know, adding more fruits and vegetables to our diet, using lean meats, incorporating fruits and veggies, and increasing physical activity are ways to reduce your cancer risk.
Yeah.
So, building on what we've been working on from January with the little, you know, changes, big results is, you know, changing your diet, just tweaking it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we said, adding vegetables to certain dishes that you might not usually do, which is what we're going to do in our next segment, and I can't wait, and Lacey will talk about that in a minute. But other ways to reduce your risk of cancer is obviously increasing physical activity, and also stay away from tobacco products, whether it's smoking or chewing or anything like that. I mean, that is
Vaping.
vaping. That is a huge way to reduce your risk of cancer.
Also, when you're out in the sun, cover up. Wear a hat, wear sunglasses, put on a little bit of sunscreen,
Yep.
even though we're in the winter time right now. Technically, we're further away from the sun, closer
Right.
to the sun,
A little further away,
a
but
little
still,
further away.
it's
but
there.
the sun's rays are there, the X-rays are there, and they're coming down, and it's important to stay covered, even if it's a really beautiful 60-degree day out, and you
Sure.
want to wear some shorts and a t-shirt, put on some sunblock.
Yes, do it.
So when we talk about heart health and we talk about heart disease, it is of course the #1 killer of both men and women across all racial and ethnic and socioeconomic lines. It does not know any boundaries. While many women may experience some symptoms of heart disease, men often do not. I have a statistic here that half of the men who die suddenly of coronary heart disease had no previous symptoms.
Wow.
So when we're talking about the same things that help us prevent cancer, physical activity, a heart healthy diet, these things are also going to help set you up for success when you're looking at overall
Yep.
heart health.
Yep.
All right, we have 10 tips for heart health. We'll just run through these. We're going to put the graphic up as well. And these are easy things that we've all heard a million times. Stop smoking, like you mentioned. That
Yep.
includes chewing and vaping.
Yep.
Any kind of nicotine that you're taking into your body, quit it.
Yep.
Work to cut out some saturated fats.
Mm-hmm.
Too much can clog your arteries, and then you get a stent.
Right,
and that's
and
no
then
fun.
add it to not being physically active, and it just like
Right.
compounds. Yeah.
So as you're cutting out your saturated fats, you're going to boost your heart healthy nutrition. Again, more fruits and vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, spoiler alert, we're going to make brownies in the next segment, and they are, instead of an egg as the binder, we're going to use shredded zucchini. So there's like 3 cups of zucchini in these
Yes.
brownies, and I made them last night, and they're delicious.
And that's a good
so we're
way
going to do
to
it again.
add another serving of vegetable to your
Yes.
meal, because you know it's Valentine's month and everyone likes chocolate and
Right.
whatnot. So why not throw some veggies in there with it?
And when
And
they're
don't
baked,
tell your kids.
when they're baked, you can't even see the zucchini at all. It's
Or
pretty
taste it,
fantastic.
yeah.
So another way is to manage your stress. Okay, walking, doing some deep breathing,
Yep.
meditation, things like that. And know your family history. This is really important. If you have a history of high blood pressure on either side,
Yep.
or if you don't
High
know your
cholesterol.
family history, make sure you're getting in regularly. And we're going to talk about the importance of having a medical home,
Yep.
which just means having a doctor that you see regularly towards the end of the segment. If you're planning on losing weight and you're doing a diet or one of the weight loss programs, make sure you're doing it slowly.
Right.
Right? You don't want to you don't want to drop 20 pounds and then pick 25 back up. It's
Right.
very hard on your heart. It's very hard on your blood pressure.
Right.
Um,
Little changes, big results.
Little changes, big results. Aim for about 7 hours of sleep.
Mhm.
That seems to be the sweet spot. We used to say 8, but 7 is looking like it's more achievable.
Right.
And I do really well with about 6.5 to 7 myself.
Right.
And plan to lower your alcohol intake. So January, last month, is historically dry January.
Right.
But just be mindful of how much you're drinking and, you know, maybe make it a treat instead of something regular, but
Yep.
just keep an eye on it. And then always be active.
Yes.
So they really want you to have about 150 minutes a week, which adds up to about, 30 minutes a day of physical activity. And that could
5 days
be
a week.
that could be parking a little further away at the grocery store if you're going to the grocery store, taking the steps. You know, go to get the mail, but maybe do a lap around your neighborhood. Just little things, again, that
Yeah.
add up into big results.
Or carve it out and create your own routine. Like set that time every single day with
Yes.
your accountability buddy.
Uh-huh.
Get them on the phone, get them on, you know, FaceTime or get them on Zoom and say, all right, let's do our thing.
Yeah.
And carve it out. Make it a priority, because if you don't make it a priority, it'll never happen.
Well, and every day I take my walk and I talk to my best friend who lives in New Jersey,
Mhm.
and we do it every day, and that's our chance to catch up, and we both really look forward to it. And even on days when she does not feel like going out and taking a walk, I say, put on your shoes, we're going, and we get a solid hour of uninterrupted phone time. It's fantastic.
Yep, and you get a little bit of physical activity in, and you can check it right off of your list.
Yes, and then the final 10th tip for heart health is take preventive action to avoid diabetes. So you want to get your regular blood sugar screenings and reduce processed carbs.
Yes.
So whole grains are great.
Mm-hmm.
Processed carbs, not so much. Everybody wants some French bread every once in a while, but you know, make it a special treat. Yeah,
Turn it into a treat, make those small changes, and over time, it'll turn into a habit.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that brings us to a point of screenings, like getting your blood sugar screening, getting your blood pressure screen, getting, you know, your cancer preventative services, your colonoscopies, your
Mammograms, pap tests,
Mhm.
all those fun things that we love. Prostate exams,
Right.
PSA tests, not just for women here, folks.
Right, it's for everybody. And,
Yeah.
and the way that you can accomplish that is through having a medical home. So if you have a doctor, if you have a primary care physician, or if you see a primary care provider, they can kind of navigate you through and keep you on track of what needs to happen based on family history, or if you don't know your family history, they can help you kind of figure out based on your screenings. Like if you've got high blood pressure, if you have high cholesterol, or if you have, you know, borderline diabetic and you've got high blood sugar, they navigate you through of where you need to go, where you need to be referred to, whether or not you need to see a specialist or not. Well,
Right.
what if you don't have that medical home, you don't have that provider? You can always find one if you can even talk to your local health department and they can refer you to the area's primary care physicians in their offices or their providers. And if you don't have health insurance, the health department can also navigate you to a federally qualified health center, which is an FQHC. And even at the FQHCs, they can kind of help you figure out, if you qualify for health insurance. And also Insure Georgia will also assist you in navigating through the process of, am I eligible for health insurance? Do I qualify for a tax credit? How can I enroll? What kind of life, changing event, has happened to me recently that will, make me eligible for an enrollment into a health insurance policy, because right now we're out of the window of enrolling. That was from November 1st to December 15th. But if you get married, or if you get divorced, or if you move out of a county,
Get a different job, or start making more money.
or start making more money, or if you lose qualified health insurance through your current employer, those are all kind of triggers to help you, become eligible to enroll in a plan. And then once you have a health insurance plan, you can establish your medical home. But if you don't have health insurance, you can always establish your medical home at the federally qualified health center, where they have a sliding scale based on your income.
Right,
and your
and
situation.
two local ones that we have here in Macon are First Choice Primary Care. They have a number of locations, and Community Healthcare Systems. They have several locations.
And there's several located throughout the state as well. And like I said, if you call your health department, or if you call an agency,
Or you call us.
or call us, we can always help you guys find that medical home and get you the screenings and the care that you need, so you don't end up as one of these statistics with heart disease or with cancer.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah, so
Want to go make those brownies?
I do. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see you in the kitchen. Bye.
All right.
Welcome back.
Yes, now that we had time to really talk about heart health and the importance of eating healthy, encouraging a healthier lifestyle with, different food choices, more physical activity in your daily routine, and choosing your own routine and how to really make it work for you.
Yes.
Now it's time for dessert.
Woo!
And I am so excited because
Yes.
I love brownies, and
Me too.
we have found a way to incorporate some veggies in those
Right.
sweets that we want to enjoy with our sweetheart
Yes.
during February.
And these can be made vegan as well. There's no egg in this recipe. So let's get started.
Yeah.
So first you're going to mix your sugar. Now again, we've halved this recipe because we're baking it in our little toaster oven. So this has about 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and you're gonna mix that. And this is a little different in terms of brownie recipes you've made before. I did a second take when I did this, and so I made a trial run last night. They were delicious, but the way that you do it's a little weird. So you've got your vanilla, and then you've got your oil. So you're going to just kind of mix all that together into an odd little paste. And you mix, 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 mix,
Wonderful.
until it kind of just looks like, well, it looks like yellow sand.
Yeah, okay.
All right?
Sure. Cool.
And now you're going to add your dry ingredients. You're going to, and what I did was I did this in order of least to most. So I'm going to do the salt, I'm going to do the baking soda, okay? Not all brownie recipes have a leavener in it, but because we're missing the eggs, we need just a little something. And then the cocoa powder. So you can use regular cocoa powder or Dutch cocoa powder. The Dutch has less acidity in it, but both are fantastic for brownies. So I just went ahead and got all that mixed in. Look at all that
I can smell the cocoa.
gorgeous, gorgeous chocolate. And once you get that mixed, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna add your flour. Now it's gonna make this weird, dry, crumbly mess,
Okay.
is what it looks like. I won't lie. I had my doubts last night when I was mixing it. You can just
So-
dump the whole thing in there.
We have to be prepared for that. Okay.
We do.
All right.
And you're going to mix this around, and then you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. So once you get all the flour incorporated in this, you're going to go and do something else for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
And that's because once we add the healthy part,
Right?
the zucchini, the shredded zucchini, you can just shred it on a regular little
Little box grater,
yeah, little
just
box
like
grater.
this.
Yep.
And it'll look like this, and you don't want to drain it. That's really important. So
Okay.
any water that you see accumulated at the bottom of the bowl,
That's good.
leave it. You
Okay.
need that liquid.
Yes, obviously, because you can see how this is very, very dry.
Very dry.
And since you added the salt to it,
And the
salt
baking powder.
pulls the water out of the zucchini
Right.
and moistens the brownies.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're going to let this sit for a couple minutes.
Mhm.
So just set a timer.
Mhm.
And then you're going to come back and you're going to add the zucchini. You're going to mix all that in. It says to fold by hand, but you could probably use a silicone spatula.
Mhm.
And then you're going to let it sit 5 more minutes. So we will see you in 5. Okay, so now we're going to add the shredded zucchini.
Yes.
All right.
And excess water is okay.
Excess water is very okay.
Cool.
Yes. You get all that in there. I'm just going to mix it around. And yes, so this is chemistry. So
Yeah.
the salt and the baking powder,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
soda,
Baking soda.
baking soda are
Soda.
going to pull the liquid out of this zucchini so that it turns into more of a batter. Because right now it just kind of looks really dry and crumbly.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get all that incorporated, you're going to walk away again and just set your timer for 5 minutes. And if you come back and it still seems really dry, you can leave it for a couple more minutes.
Question.
Yes.
When do these come into
After the
picture?
5-minute break.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
wonderful.
Per the instructions.
Okay.
But since it turned out so well last night, I'm going to follow those.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we're just going to leave this just like that. We're going to leave it for 5 minutes, and we're going to come back. We're going to add the chips. Then it goes in the pan and the oven, and away we go.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Great.
See you in 5.
See you in 5.
All right.
We're back.
Had a fun 5 minutes.
Yes, so if you look at this batter, it actually looks like batter now.
It's so cool.
Isn't that so interesting? So what we're going to do is we're going to add the chocolate chips.
Yes, my favorite part.
I know. We're going to fold that in. Now, what I did, so first of all, you want to have your oven preheated to 350 degrees, put the rack in the center, okay? So you can just spray or butter a container, a pan. I like to put parchment in it because it makes it easy to lift out. That way all of the brownies are pretty when you cut them.
Check out this batter. Look at that.
Yeah. It went from a sandy, crumbly mess to actual brownie
Brownie
batter.
butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
It's
going
got
to...
zucchini in it, but you don't have to tell your kids that.
And when you bake it, the zucchini really just disappears. Like it kind of melts into the batter. There's not little green spots that would give away your secret.
You would never know.
They will never know. So we're going to just spread this out. It is a thicker batter for sure. And you don't have to worry about spreading it to all the sides because it's going to naturally spread as it bakes. But you want to try to get it as even as you can.
Sure.
All right, and then this is going to go into the oven.
I'm gonna go pop it in.
Yes.
And I'll be right back.
And that's going to go in the oven at 350 for between 25 and 35 minutes.
One last shot before I come
Okay.
back.
Now again, like we said with the chicken in the first segment, you want to set a timer for about 12 minutes, then turn the pan in case there's any hot spots in your oven. Everything will bake evenly. So the magic of television, or cable, or the internet in this instance,
I'm back.
we have brownies. We
Look
have
at
brownies.
those brownies. They're beautiful.
Yes. So if you're looking for a little something to do with your Valentine, whether that's a friend, a significant other,
Or your
just
kids.
yourself, or
Yeah,
your kids,
Yeah.
it's great. It's healthy. It's got vitamins, minerals, zucchini,
You get that little bonus, serving of vegetables, but nobody needs to know that. But
And
we're gonna
sprinkles.
make them extra cute because it is Heart Health Month and it is Valentine's, so we're just gonna make them little pretty sprinkles. Bam.
There you have it.
Done.
All right.
Wait,
Oh,
I brought forks.
let's ruin our lunch.
Yes.
Yes.
So excited.
Mm-hmm.
They're so moist.
So moist.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Delicious.
Mm-hmm. I don't even taste the zucchini, but I know
No,
it's in there.
Mhm.
So I don't feel as guilty.
No, let's have another.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
See you next time on our Community Health Corner. Bye.
Bye.